Okay, so this is a short video just to show you how to solve some of the problems in today's assignment. Now, the first questions ask which program starts at 9:15, which program starts at 2:05. All you have to do for those ones is run your finger down the list of times, and then when you find one that starts at 9:15 or one that starts at 2:05, write down the title of that program. This strategy is more for the next step when you go on to how long. So the first time you encounter that is in step 1, and it says how long is coast. So first of all, you need to create a timeline. Okay, and that's what I've done there. Next thing, I need to write down the start time for coast. So I find coast on that list and I've written down the start time here. But in order to find out how long the program is, I need a finish time. How do I know what that is? Well, this timetable doesn't include times for adverts, so we have to assume there's no adverts in this. And so the finish time would be when the next program started. So when one finishes, the next one starts. It all happens within that very short gap of a minute. So that means the end time for coast is 2:25. So how are we going to use the timeline in order to solve that? Well, first of all, we're going to make a quick jump. So we make a quick jump of probably about 10 minutes. So I'm going to put in 10 minutes there. And this is important. Make sure you write down the new time that you've got. So I'm up from 2:10 to 2:20. Now I haven't got to 2:25 yet, quite clearly. There's a gap numerically and there's a gap on the number line. So then I'm going to jump another gap. Difference between 20 and 5 suddenly becomes quite an obvious one. I'm going to plus 5 there, and when I add 5 to 20, I get to 25. So how many minutes was that? Well, I will add up 10 and 5, and so that makes the duration of the program 15 minutes. Okay, now the first one is a very simple, straightforward example. If we look onto step B, the examples there get a bit more complicated. So with this one, I'm going to show you how to tackle those ones. Now, we are going to look for how long the program of casualty is. So we need to find the start time. The start time, according to the list, is 8:25. So then, applying the same logic as before, we need to find the finish time, and the finish time is when the next program starts, which in this case is Comedy Live at 9:15. So at the end of my timeline, I have put the time 9:15. Okay, that's not very clear. So what I'll do is I'll make it a bit clearer. Otherwise it looks like 9:16. There you go, 9:15. That's much clearer. So how am I going to use the timeline to make these jumps? Well, I'm going to make small jumps because I'm bridging an hour. I'm going from 8 o'clock and I'm going to go over 9 o'clock, and I don't want to make a mistake. So instead of making huge jumps of 20 minutes or more, I'm going to take smaller steps just to make sure I don't miscalculate. So my first step I'm going to take, that's going to be plus 10 minutes. And that gives me a new time of 8:35. Well, I've still got a little way to go, so I'm going to go another 10 minutes, just small steps, and that will give me 8:45. Then I'm going to go another small jump of another 10 minutes, and that will give me 8:55. Now at the moment, I've travelled 3 jumps of 10, that's 30, and I've moved from up 10 each time, and I'm now at 8:55. Now to make my life easier, I want to go from 8:55 to 9 o'clock. So I'm going to make a much smaller jump. I'm going to make a jump for the last 5 minutes. So I'm only going to go plus 5. That takes me to 9 o'clock. I then have a time between 9 o'clock and 9:15. So it might be I make one big jump of 15, or it might be I make a small jump of 10 and then a small jump of 5. So let's make the jump of 10 and 5. So I'm going to make this first jump of 10. I'm going to plus 10, and that will make it to 9:10. I've then got a small gap here, and there I will plus 5, and that will take me 5 and 10 to 9:15. So how long was this? Well, we can start counting it up. So we've got 10, 20, 30. I'm going to add the next 10, 40, 45, 50. So the total length of casualty would be 50 minutes. If you're feeling more confident with time, you may want to do bigger jumps. You could have done that in jumps of 20 and 15. It's entirely up to you. Go with what you feel confident with. I've tried to show you the most cautious method, so if you're not confident, you can spot what you need to do next and be able to easily see the next steps when you're bridging an hour. That means you're going between 1 hour and then the next. But if you feel more confident, you don't need to do that, then go for it.